Hello, friends. Tiana here with TianaSmithCoaching.com and the Seven Figure Club. So happy to have you. Today is day 3, part of a 5-day series I'm doing on teaching coaches, consultants, and course creators my hybrid approach to scaling to 7 figures. Okay, and so of course, I can't make any promises, but what I can tell you is these are the exact systems, funnels, and strategies that have helped me and many of my clients grow and scale. In fact, just today, one of my former clients, I found out she's worked with me probably 3 different contracts, hit her first 40K month. So happy for her. Some of my clients just this year alone through the things I'm going to be sharing with you today about how to create an irresistible offer. One of my clients just a couple months ago did about 100K in 3 months, part of my 100K in a 100-day runway. And she had never even made 45K in a whole annual year. And then, of course, there's some amazing testimonials, which if you're in my group, you're able to see them of people that I've helped them make $1 million in a few days or multiple millions over the course of 1 to 3 years. It continues to scale if you continue to show up. So I'd love to hear in the comments, put the number 7. If you are truly committed to 7 figures, number 7 in the comments. 7. This is how I know it. Okay, so we're going to get the party started. I'm going to be sharing with you today, actually, we're about to jump in, and today is how to create an irresistible offer. Now, this is a premium, high-ticket offer, and sometimes you'll hear me talk about hybrid offers. What this means, and again, I'm going to be going super in depth on this on Friday, where it's this whole encompassing framework I'll be sharing in 1 hour program. And then you can also ask questions. That's Friday. So make sure you register, say VIP if you want that link. So an irresistible high ticket premium offer, as well as hybrid offers, is something like this to map this out for you. And then we're going to get to work. I actually have Canva open. I'm going to be sharing a PDF template that I only have in my paid program right now. So I'm going to be giving you a little bonus behind the scenes on how we actually create this for me and my clients. So if you are a person, and let's say that you want to serve more people, one to many, either through a membership or a course, okay, or products, this will mean that you need to have a lot of people on your email list, because low ticket is an easier sale, but it's also means you need a lot more people on it. Okay, so let's do the math. I'm going to grab my calculator for today. So when we talk about pricing and structures. Okay, so if you have a product that's $100 and you want to make $10,000 a month minimum, that means $10,000 a month. You're going to divide that by 100, the sale. That means you're still going to have to enroll 100 new customers every month. That's no easy feat. When was the last time you had 100 new customers? So there's a lot of people out there trying to say, oh, you can just sell a course or this or that or a membership, $27 a month, $47. Okay, well, then you better have at least 100,000 people on your email list. So if you don't have 100,000 people on your email list yet, and you're working on it, an amazing other approach, and this is what we're going to be honing in on today, is to have a high ticket premium offer that you sell to people who want to buy your system, that expertise in your brain, and they want to buy that thing. Okay, so when I'm working with my clients, and even when I'm coming up with, let's say, a new package, like the first thing to know is you need to know who you're selling to, and you need to know what transformation, what expertise they really need. So that's number 1. If you want to put that in the comments and take notes, before we even dive in to how to create that irresistible offer, we do need to know who are you selling to and who has the money to invest. So I'm not going to run you through my entire ICA today. That could be its own training, but I do want you need to at least have a basic understanding right now, or put it in the comments. Who is your ideal client? Who buys your stuff? Who has the money to buy your stuff? Because like we talked about, I think it was on Monday when my screen share wasn't working and I drew that out. I said, it's that middle space. Do you guys remember this? Actually, I have it right here. Let's just do a little review before we dive in. I'm a repetition person, so I used to teach for years. I've taught lots of different ages and stages for years, and obviously I've been coaching and consulting for all these years now. I'm going to go grab this circle. So to remind you what we talked about, your expertise, that part, your knowledge that you're an expert at, that you're really good at getting a transformation, whatever that is, your ICA. But really, we need to hone in on the people with money. Remember, we talked about the people with money is who we need to hone in on. I hear it all the time, especially with women. I would say primarily women. We want to offer our goods, our services for almost free. Guys, gals, that's crazy. That's crazy town. I am not a charity. Say it with me. I'm not a charity. I'm in business. And the point of business is to make as much profit as possible. Now, here's the thing that I'm a specialist at. I believe that our profits should be aligned with our purpose on earth. And so if you're talking about your consulting, your coaching, your course, your memberships is aligned with that higher calling, that thing within you. One of my things is funnels, is luxury branding, is helping other people make more money in their expertise. That is actually my passion. That's one of my purposes that I'm put here to do. So when I sell that, I sell with true passion and alignment and integrity, because I really could and have done it for free, but that won't pay the bills, friends. That won't pay the private school tuition. That won't pay for my Jeep, the new Mercedes I want to get, the office that I'm sitting in, the Wi-Fi. It won't pay for that. So put it in the comments. I'm in business to make money. If you have charity, you have things you want to give back to the world, people can watch your content for free on social media. So this is some mindset work that I want you to really think about, because we're going to talk higher ticket numbers today. And this is really for people who are in a place to go there. I'm not here to change your mind about money. I can't do that in 20, 30 minutes or 30 hours. That's work that you have to do. I don't know what your money thermometer is. My money thermometer is really open. And so what I mean by money thermometer, before we jump into this, is how much do you typically make on average? How much did you make the last year? That's where your money thermometer is sitting. So you can say you want to make 6 figures or 7, or maybe you already do, but could you make 8? You could say I made 250K, but I want to be at a money thermometer of 500K. So we want to keep raising the roof, so to speak, raise the roof on our money thermometers. Okay. So let's jump into how I do this with clients. I'm going to treat you like you're my paying client, and we're going to just figure out what your offer would be. And in fact, if somebody wants to volunteer, let me know what you do, what you're selling. Maybe I'll use you as an example if we get that in here fast enough. For now, I'm going to take you through the way that I teach my 7-figure club clients. I'm going to share my screen and share the exact PDF that I share with my clients. So let's go here, and I'm going to open it up. So this is a Canva version of my 7-figure club, the 5 essential elements of a high converting sales PDF. Now, what we're going to do is, it's not just about a sales PDF today. What I want to talk about is how do we actually, why it breaks down like this. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through this. If you want this template, that is only in my paid program, but I'm still going to give you a sneak peek behind it. And of course, you can comment VIP again if you want a link to talk about one of my VIP programs. So the first page should be a front page letter to the reader. So the reason that I combine how do you create an amazing offer with the PDF is, the PDF is like the visual representation as you're like brainstorming the value that you want to provide. And then we're actually also creating something that your prospect could look at in order to go through what it is you offer. So what you want to think about before even starting to design this, these are the 5 essential pieces of a high converting sales PDF, but is the ICA, what is the transformation that you're wanting to give them? Okay. So sometimes we also will give a full listing of different services and programs. I'm going to zoom in here. Okay. Well, why would we do that? Well, maybe you have 2 different services. So maybe one is a done for you program, or one is a group coaching, and one is one-to-one. So it's good to give people some options that they can just look at, not too in depth, but just like a table of contents. That's what this page looks like. Okay. So we're going to go through this as we go through the training. Another thing is you definitely want to have testimonials. Now, if you're a newbie here, and again, this training was not really specific for new people that are new on the scene with no testimonials, but in case you are, here's what I recommend. I still recommend you come on full force at almost the full capacity of what you could charge. Maybe you give an early bird pricing and you give 10% off. I'm really not a fan of discounts or percentages, but if you were new or you were switching fields, get 3 people in ACE, get 3 written and video testimonials from them, and then put your prices back to where they need to be. Okay. Just a little side tip on testimonials. Okay. The other thing that you want to have is a layout of services, which should include the benefits, like what they're getting from this program, the price, the investment price, and if you have a guarantee. Again, this all depends on what you're actually selling, but having done this for hundreds of clients one-to-one, these are the 5 things we're always going to go through when I'm building this for a client. And the 5th thing is pictures, your pictures. Lux, hopefully high level pictures of you that are professional, behind the scenes of like you and clients. Okay, things like that. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of PDFs that I used in the past that did really well. And then when I up leveled and started charging more, I'm going to show you an up leveled version. Okay. So when you're just starting though, or let's say you're putting together a one offer, or even let's say an event. So I work with a lot of clients that have special events or they sell media deals. This kind of layout, this 8.5 by 11, really more simplified, just 3 to 4 pages is really helpful. It's concise and it can get you out in a week, right? Like if you sat down and you really worked through this. And again, I share all the training, how to do this by yourself in my training, or I do it for clients. So this one is a picture I used to use before. And though it's more of a snapshot, this one did really well. It's that like really down to earth version of me. Now, though, I will tell you, I have this really upgraded version over here. And you can tell the difference of like, I'm still me, but I had this Lux photo shoot. I did some rebranding. Can you all see the difference of how this might convert at a higher price point than this one? But what's crazy to me is this is still next level. Like even if I went in here, I'm going to duplicate this real quick. Even if I went in here and I went to my projects, and I put in a different photo here, it's going to still give that next level vibe. I think I might have this locked. Let's see. There we go. See how even a photo makes all the difference? And this is what I'm talking about when I'm sharing with clients and prospects. Listen, you got to get those luxury branding things and get a PDF. Isn't that insane? How just that one piece can make such a difference. Okay. So moving forward. So I'm going to delete this one. We're going to make it look like this. And it's just making sure like all these different pieces are actually lined up, right? So different things, different strokes for different folks, as they say. Okay. So we're going to keep that there. Okay, so again, back to here, front page letter to the reader. Let's break this down. This is where like, it's not just about you. So this is very similar to like an about page on a website. Mostly people tell the story, this long story of who they are and what they're doing. But really what people want to hear is like, what do you do and how does it relate to me, right? So this is your opportunity to say, hey, this is what I do, but look, you're going to give them this intro kind of 1 or 2 paragraphs about what they're struggling with. And again, this is why it's so important to know who your ideal client avatar is when you're talking to them. So for me, I know that when people come to me, they are over courses, they are over coaches telling them what to do. They just want it done. So typically I'm like, I'm your done for you expert. You want it done. And then they're like, oh, but what do I do with it? I'm like, oh, I got you there too. We're going to talk every day on WhatsApp. So those are the things that are going to always be included in my packages because I know who I'm speaking to. So I'd love to know in the comments, what is the number one pain point that you hear from your clients? And again, this can be for anything. I talk to people who sell horse lessons. Actually, one of the clients who hit the 100K sells swim lessons. So it's about pricing things. It's about talking to them about their pain points. Some things are easier to sell than others, but that's where communication and consistency comes into play. So that's what your cover letter in a quick action is going to cover. Okay. Down here, an overview of a few of your different options. Now, again, I don't always do this page for a new client. We might just jump on down to what their programs are. But let's say you do have a course already, or you do have a one-to-one consult, or you have a group coaching, and then you have your main offer. A few tips with this. Main offer is going to start at the top. And you really want to have like a little blurb about what you're doing. Again, this page is really not necessary for sure, but it's a nice one if you have a few offers because it can help people see different price points. Okay. Right now in my business, again, this is an older PDF. This is not the one I use. Right now, I just sell 2 main things. I sell a group coaching program, and I sell one-to-one done for you, which is custom, and they start at 25 to 50K, unless you just want a course and you can go on my website and just buy that. But I'm not taking sales calls. I'm not going through a sales PDF for that at this point in my career. But if you are still doing that, this is very helpful. And then it also helps someone if they say, hey, what are your offers? I side note too, this is sales tips. This is different than creating it. I'm not sending anybody this PDF if they've not filled out an application. Not everybody gets access to these things. Like, especially nowadays where people can take a PDF and make it their own. Like, I don't know somebody's thought process. So no, you're not getting my thing that took me hours and hours and hours and days and days and days and years to learn PDF. You can have it if you apply, if you're serious about it, and if we get on a call and then I walk them through it. So just so you know too, this is also helpful for you when you have a very clear-cut sales PDF, which means that you'll have a very clear-cut sales offer and pricing. You're going to be able to present that in a way that is extremely helpful, clear for your client. On top of that, very much like what we talked about yesterday, this presents you in a luxury way. So somebody that puts this kind of work into something before they even get the sale, people are taking note of it consciously, subconsciously. So we're to number 3. We're at, number 2, a front page letter to the reader, and then a listing of services programs. Let's go dive into the second part of the programs. This, I will say, I started getting way more closed sales when I created this exact formula. And I'm, sharing this with you guys for free today. I know I'm not giving the PDF, but I'm giving you some of these top secrets. And let me tell you why this worked. When you have a program title, and a program title is a big part of this training, like you need to have a program title that tells them what they're getting. So one of my best sellers ever was this 8-week Biz in a Box boot camp. Okay. And then what I did was I put 3 main points with little mini points underneath it. This is why I call it kind of a table of content sales offer. So let's say that you were creating this for you. Okay. So let's say you said your name, and then this is the title. Ideally, you want the title to say like the transformation. And then what you want to do is you want to have 3 main points, and that should touch on like keywords they're looking for. So keywords for me was Lux branding, right? Another keyword that people always latch into is cash injection coaching. And the other one is 7-figure done for you funnels. So what I did was I kept hearing people when I'd say certain words in a sales pitch, I listened. And these were the 3 main words I always heard people talk about. And that's what they really wanted. Okay. So what you want to do is you want those key point keywords to be what they want. Then what I do is I break down what that keyword is and just in single words. You don't need to write all these sentences. Like you already did that up here, right? So what you want down here is to give them a look at what they're going to get when they buy from you. So there's usually done for you work, and there's also coaching and support. Okay, so if I was going to break this down, there's main points, but the thing that most people are looking for is they are going to look for done for you work, services. They want support, which that's the coaching or consulting. It could be group, it could be an app, it could be a membership. But those are the things that people want. Okay, so you really want to make your program around what your client wants. And you're going to use words that they want. The other thing I love to do is throw in a bonus. People love bonuses. And again, you want that bonus to be something they can only get when they buy this package from you. Ideally, I love to have a pay in full bonus. Okay, so what happens when you have a pay in full bonus is you're really incentivizing somebody to be a fast action taker. And in fact, I usually have 24-hour pay in full bonuses that are even extra. So look, if they need to get some cash together and get the pay in full, I'll still give them the bonus, and I have a pay in full savings. Okay, so for example, my current program is $60,000 on a payment plan or $50K pay in full. Man, it's amazing to me how people make that $50K happen because they want to save $10,000 cash. It's so fun. And then if they can get me that cash within 24 hours, I give an extra crazy big bonus. Typically, I might say, you know what, you get that to me right away, I'll give you a full extra month of consulting worth over $15,000. So they're saving 10K cash, but you have to honor your word when you do these things. You cannot extend it. If they're like, oh, I need more time, can I still get the 24-hour? The truth is, friends, if you say yes, like that's totally on you. It doesn't make you a mean person to say no, but really the point is to get a yes or no answer within 24 to 48 hours always, because you need to know if somebody's in now. It's okay if it's later. It's not about pressuring. It's just saying, "Hey, listen, I've learned that people really who make decisions fast also get better results. So what I've done is I've created incentivized, painful, and 24-hour special bonuses. And so this is a huge selling point to getting that yes, my friends. So just a side note on that. So that's really when you're creating your offer, you need to really be thinking about the title. Is it the transformation? You want to have three main points and with sub points, right? So then you're going to have these subcategories. So I'm going to put this up here for you. Oh, I'm going to grab it like this so you can see it. So that's, again, each main point is going to have its own, like what are each of these made for? And you really need to always include that there's done for you work or services. It can even be worksheets. It can be notes you fill out for them. It's not like me that, like, maybe if you're in the nutrition thing, it's a nutrition plan, you mail them some goodies. It's about making these clients, if you want to charge premium, you need to give some kind of VIP like level of support to them. And this is going to allow you to pay more. It's going to help your clients get better results. You're going to get more referrals. You're going to have more retention. It's just amazing. And you're leading this by at the front of this, giving them these kinds of step-by-step. And what's really nice is I like to match all these bullet points to their custom invoices so that everything is congruent. So you're communicating clearly. They know their expectations. You're then putting it into an invoice. Because if you're like me and the world is online a lot, sometimes people do get confused with what are they getting in their package? What are they not getting in their package? So I always am like, remember our sales PDF? Here was an email. And also here's your invoice. And if you'd like something that's off this invoice, I absolutely can help you with that. Let me get you a quote over. So this protects you. This protects them. It creates a really nice relationship for each other as long as you're honoring them and they're honoring you, right? So when you're working at a premium price point and a premium VIP service, it's just a higher expectation, but it's clear communication can help have those clear understandings. Okay, so now we talked about a bonus as well, having those bonuses. Let's talk about investment. What you really want to always have is using the word investment. And again, I like to have where there's a price point that, and I'll take you over to my new one. As you can see, this is one of my newer programs. So I like to say the word investment, not price, okay? Because it is an investment. And when we're talking higher prices, you want to say investment. On this page here, this one might say one-time investment of 50K, but investment if you bought it separately. I do like to do that too, because I like to give bundle pricing because it saves me a lot of time as a funnel builder, as an expert. Instead of onboarding, offboarding somebody, it's like, look, you can hire me at these different rates. Absolutely choose that package. But if you want to get it all done once and at the same time, you're going to save $90,000 and it's $60,000. But if you pay in full within 24 hours, it's only 50,000. Do you guys see how I do this? And I stick to this. It is real. So if somebody came to me and they said, okay, I just want the Lux $1 Million branding. Okay, it's 15,000. Starts at 15,000, depending on how many brand media pieces you want. Some people want 3, some people want 30. Right? So that's going to change the price point. If you wanted a luxury website, that starts at 40,000. If you want to just be in my 7-figure club for the year, that's 50K. If you just want it for 3 months, we can talk about the smaller price point. So what you want to do is combine everything. You want it clear. You want to have these visuals. You want to have testimonials through here, right? Like letting people know, okay, what kind of case studies have you gotten? What kind of quotes have you gotten? Links to any videos, making it multimedia. The more time you put into your higher level program, the more you can charge and the better your conversion rate will be. But I will tell you this, when you charge higher ticket, you aren't going to sell as many. But the cool thing is you don't need to. If you have a $20,000 offer, like you go from charging $2,000 to $20,000 because you realize you've been radically undercharging your own self. It's hard to make a profit at those price points. So now you'd have to have sold to 10 people a month. If you were selling a $2,000 program, now you just have to sell it once. So sure, maybe you talked to 5 people and only one says yes, whereas more said yes before, but you'd have to have 20 yeses to make 20,000. Now you just need one yes. So it's a life-changing move. It's a bold move. It's a smart move to really go premium here. Okay. So let's go back to the sales PDF as we wrap up this mini irresistible training today. Okay. So now testimonials. I showed you a few on the other PDF. So if you're doing this smaller, simpler PDF, which I recommend starting with, it's really cool. You can tell people, hey, look, you can actually watch these videos here. I love to do that. I screenshotted the video link so they can see it's not just text, it's not just screenshots, it's a video. And the other thing that does so good online is screenshots of comments, right? And because that's like you can't fake that. They could look the people up. It's pretty cool. So even just one page of testimonials, and even if you just had 3, you could fill in that spot with that. It makes all the difference to just get that data from people. Okay. And then the final piece is kind of like a call to action. I love to have like a story. Like I believe in storytelling, right? So as they say, stories sell. So what we want to do is say, hey, look, are you ready to be Tiana's next success story? Will this be you? Your inbox filled with automated sales from your dream clients, buying your courses and one-on-one programs, while you're also making the global impact you dream of while serving clients? Like, will you be next? Will this be how you feel? Right? And then it's kind of the outro. This is like more of the official bio. So up here, we're talking about an intro. You're talking straight to them. Like, I'll give you the example. Hello, fellow passionate course creator coach. Here's the deal. Most of what you hear about making money online is not true. You don't need funnels. Just make a post on social media and you'll have a ton of sales, etc. All of those statements are 100% not true. However, there is a simple, strategic, proven way to scale your online coaching and or course business to 6 and 7 figures. So if you're ready to stop the guessing and the start-stop loop, there are 3 things you need in place ASAP to create a cash injection with systems to scale. So what I've done here is I'm not even really talking about me. I have my name. I say what I do, but this is really talking to them. So here at the end, you want to end it with about you, ways to contact you, like whatever that one way is you want them to contact you. On my other newer program that I offer, I end also with a question. So for example, this is a higher level way of thinking. And if you invested today with $50,000 and I helped you create your rinse and repeat 25K and 50K offers, you'd only need to sell it to 1 to 2 clients to get your ROI. You'd only need to sell it to 2 to 4 new clients to double your investment. And you just made an extra 100K in 100 days or less. Now imagine how much you would make in the next 1 to 3 years. Are you in? And then it's nice to have another picture. And this is where that pro level photography just makes all the difference in these PDFs. You guys see the difference between this as well as luxury branding, the luxury fonts, the things I'm teaching you guys about. Like, do you see how this kind of level just changes the game on the way you're going to pitch? And it takes time. It takes money. I will tell you, my sales PDFs take me more time than a website a lot of times. So this next level branding, next level investment, like creating all these pieces, like this is what I customize for my clients that I've given you behind the scenes on today. So we've got the question. You want to ask questions, okay? I want to put this in put it in the comments. Ask better questions. You want to let people think for themselves. Lead them to an easy yes. So for example, if I asked you, hey, if you knew, let's say you could figure out how to get 50K somehow or other. You get a loan, you get a business loan, you get a credit card, you do something and you get that 50K. If you knew that you'd make 100K in 100 days and then you'd make another 100K, so over the course of a year, you'd make 500 and you'd profit 450, wouldn't that change your mind on how you'd get that 50K? Or you keep trying to do it yourself and you're not making 50K at all, let alone 450K, 500K. So you want to lead people to where they make these decisions for themselves. You ask better questions, okay? Again, outro it all, more case study testimonials, and then here's my contact page now. So I really up-leveled things. I did a ton of brand research on when I was creating this new PDF for myself a few months ago. It's had an amazing conversion rate. when people see this kind of level, like the thing you want people to see when you're positioning yourself is you want them to see their future in what you're creating. So if you are a health and wellness practitioner, you'd want this PDF to be like full of beautiful photos of you, but also the places you'll take them, the beautiful body they'll create, the sleeping wonderful. Like you have to be so dialed in to your ICA to even create an amazing offer. And that's something that I do with the 7-figure club here, So what I really recommend you do is if you want the behind the scenes on this, I do have only 10 group spots left in this whole event I'm doing. And I have just 5 spots left. It might just be 4 for the rest of this year for one-to-one, where I'd actually do it all for you. Okay. So the group comes with the system and it comes with the live event in Dallas. And what's really cool is since we have this PDF open, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm just going to go for it because it's here, is I actually have a 3-day event coming up in September. Exact dates and info is just given to those who buy in. You can DM me, just say VIP, send me a message. And this is like a pre-sale. So I'm going to be talking about this on Friday to lots of people. I've got ads running to this webinar that's Friday. Right now, it's just friends only right now that I'm talking about. So this only is 10 more spots. Actually, I think we might be down to 7 spots for this part. And anyone who buys the one-to-one program where I do all this for you actually gets the event included as a crazy 25K bonus. Okay. So, and there's a day 3, which is the start day, but essentially we're going to do all your branding. Like I have a stylist, hair, makeup, photography, videography. It is all booked and ready to go. And then I will work alongside you to create an offer like this, a PDF like this, a website, all these pieces that everybody truly needs. If you're fooling yourself into thinking that you don't need these pieces, you're getting run over by the people who have these things. There's only a little bit of people at the very top making these multi 6 and 7 and 8 and 9-figure moves. Will you be one of them? And the thing is, you can truly be one of them. The things we usually are going to work on is your money mindset immediately. But as I was telling one of my clients earlier today, like when you invest in a package like this, it's not just the done for you work. It's not just the clarity you're going to get. It's you're buying into the belief system of being arm in arm with somebody else who's done it and helped others do it. So it's like, it's throwing out the guesswork. It's saying this is a duplicatable, proven system. So what you need to do if you're interested in my system and to get on the early bird part of signing up before Friday would be to comment VIP, or you can send me an email at tiana@tianasmithcoaching.com. You can also WhatsApp me. I will put my number. Well, just find a way to DM me. My number went online and I got so many messages from some sketch people. So what I'm going to do is if you want to book a call with me, you can go to this. I'll give you my website link. Okay. And then we can get on a call once I get you qualified. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to share this page and we're going to you go to my website, which my name is spelled TIANASMITH in coaching.com. So tianasmithcoaching.com. Click on events. And when you click on events, there's a short application that you can fill out. And this is all about this program. It's not just about an event. It's a one-to-one done for you program, but this is the easiest way to get in. You're going to just fill out these 4 or 5 simple questions real fast. It'll take less than a minute. And then I will reach out to you. So I hope that today you found a lot of step-by-step tutorials. I gave you access and showed you behind the scenes on how I create my own offers, my clients' offers, the 5 pieces we always include in any offer and sales PDF. And I'd love to chat with you if you're interested in these done for you systems. And I hope you have a blessed day.